The winter of 1947 hit Montana with a brutal force. -40 degrees, blizzards erasing the landscape, and snowdrifts swallowing homes. While most struggled to keep warm, Harold Dahl sat calmly in his armchair, reading by lantern light, his home a steady 15 degrees Celsius, without a fire. His secret wasn't magic, but engineering. A home buried beneath the earth, using the planet's own warmth as a shield. From the outside, only a small entrance mound was visible, nearly lost in the snow. Beneath, Harold's sanctuary worked with nature, not against it, outsmarting the cold rather than fighting it. This was no ordinary shelter. It was a blend of military innovation and ancient wisdom. Today, Harold's story offers lessons more relevant than ever, as we seek smarter ways to live with our changing world. Let's turn back the clock to discover how a war-forged idea became a Montana marvel. The origins of Harold Dahl's extraordinary home begin in the crucible of war and the wisdom of the North. Harold Dahl, a WP veteran, learned about survival in Alaska's unforgiving climate. There he saw two powerful ideas: the modern Quonset hut, quick, strong and easy to build, and the ancient earth-sheltered homes of Alaska's indigenous peoples. The Quonset hut's curved steel was tough but cold. The underground homes, by contrast, used the earth's stable temperature for comfort. Harold realized the ground stayed warmer in winter and cooler in summer, a lesson in passive design. He envisioned combining the Quonset's strength with the earth's insulation, creating a home that worked with nature. Back in Montana, he set out to build not on the land, but within it. He wasn't an architect, just a practical man with a problem to solve. Why fight the elements when you can collaborate with them? His plan, a home that became part of the landscape itself. Harold bought a surplus Quonset hut, just a thin steel shell, useless against Montana's extremes on its own. He chose a spot, then dug a massive pit, deep and wide enough to bury the entire structure. The goal, only the entrance, would show above ground. With help, he assembled the steel arch at the bottom of the pit, a strange sight, but perfect for his vision. The arch's shape was strong enough to bear tons of earth above. Now the hut sat ready, a metal cocoon awaiting transformation. It was still cold and empty, but perfectly positioned for the next step. Soon this military relic would become a model of energy-efficient living. The real genius was about to begin. Burying the hut wasn't enough. Harold needed insulation. He built a stone retaining wall around the steel shell, leaving a 60-centimetre gap. Into this cavity he packed sawdust from local mills, cheap, abundant, and a superb insulator. The sawdust trapped air, slowing heat transfer and keeping the cold out, the warmth in. To prevent moisture problems, Harold added vents for passive airflow, keeping the insulation dry and effective. With the double walls and sawdust in place, he buried the whole assembly under several feet of earth. The ground itself became the final massive layer of insulation. Now the house was shielded by the planet's stable underground temperature. This multi-layered defence made the shelter nearly impervious to Montana's wild temperature swings. Harold's design was simple, durable, and brilliantly effective. The blizzard of 1947 put Harold's creation to the test. In log cabins, people fought the cold with endless firewood, but heat escaped as fast as it was made. Rooms were unevenly heated, scorching by the stove, freezing in the corners. Frost crept across windows, and even indoors heavy coats and blankets were a must. Meanwhile, Harold's underground home stayed a steady 15 degrees, no fire needed. The earth, stone and sawdust trapped warmth. Even a lantern and body heat were enough. The wind and cold outside didn't matter. Inside was perpetual spring. Fresh air circulated quietly, and comfort was effortless. While others struggled, Harold enjoyed calm, proving intellect could outsmart brute force. His shelter was a victory of design over hardship. Harold's home wasn't just a winter fortress, it excelled in summer too. As Montana baked under 35-degree heat, his underground shelter stayed cool and comfortable. The Earth's thermal mass blocked the sun's energy, keeping the living space below at a steady 15 degrees. The sawdust insulation worked both ways, stopping heat from getting in. No fans, no air conditioning, just passive natural cooling. While neighbours sweltered, Harold enjoyed effortless comfort. His home was a year-round sanctuary, outsmarting both blizzards and heat waves. It was a masterclass in holistic, energy-free design. Word of Harold's remarkable home spread, attracting skeptical university engineers. They installed sensors, tracking temperature and humidity through the seasons. The data was astonishing. While Montana's weather swung wildly, the hut's interior stayed near 15 degrees, year-round. Harold's design outperformed standard homes in every way. His use of earth, sawdust, and passive ventilation was ahead of its time. The engineer's report validated his methods, turning local legend into scientific fact. Harold's shelter became a case study in sustainable, low-cost design. It proved that practical wisdom could rival the best engineering. Harold Doll's story is more than a historical curiosity. It's a blueprint for sustainable living. He showed that comfort doesn't require high-tech systems or endless energy, but smart design that works with nature. His methods challenge us to rethink how we build, using local materials and passive principles. Earth sheltering, thermal mass, and recycled insulation offer a path to resilient, affordable homes. Harold's mindset, creative, observant, unafraid to blend old and new, is what we need today. As we face climate challenges, his example urges us to look to both past wisdom and present innovation. Let's share and apply these lessons, building smarter, more harmonious lives. The answers to our toughest problems may lie just beneath the surface. Harold's home reminds us, sometimes the best solutions are the simplest. What can we learn from his example to shape our future?